I'm pleased to be joined by Oklahoma quarterback Dillon Gabriel. Dillon, how you doing?
Amazing.
Amazing, right? You having a good time?
Great time. First time, but a great time.
Well, first time having transferred from Central Florida to Oklahoma. I mean, you wait a couple years, you're still in the same conference,
Yep.
so it seems. But what has it been like for you to get to Norman and be ingratiated with tremendous Sooner fans?
Man, it's been different for sure. Kind of a crazy experience, going through the transfer process, but finally being here, I know God put me right where I need to be and just trusting his plan and having faith in what he has, in store for me.
I tend to think of every transfer story as being a little bit different, but yours is really unique. Because as I understand it, you were planning to go to UCLA,
Yep.
then Coach Levy got this job. How did you make those decisions?
Man, just knowing Coach Levy and the relationship we had, it was very hard to say no to that. And, just really believing not only him, but his offense and how productive he's been with a bunch of quarterbacks. And obviously coming to Oklahoma, man, that's a whole nother thing on top of, Coach Levy. So um, just going through that process for me was a no brainer. And once I got the call, I already knew what I was doing.
That offense that you run, that he runs, is dramatic in how intense it is and how quick it is.
Mhm.
Is it as quick for the players that you are teaching it to catch on?
For sure. I think, we went through, some growing pains early on, just like anyone does, getting a new coach or a new coaching staff and a new playbook. But, the growth we've made from, January to now is night and day. And I'm super proud of the guys and we took it to another level going into summer.
What was your first impression of Coach Venables?
Just a tenacious, just obsessed with the game of football. His energy was infectious, right when we, first spoke and just instantly connected with one another. And, for me, that was a great feeling, just when I knew I was coming to Oklahoma.
There have been shades of 1999 compared to this 2022 season. First year defensive coach who has an idea what he wants. He hires a guy that has given him fits in the past. Do you know what happened the following year, that 99 year?
National championship.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel any sort of pressure to get Oklahoma to a national championship while you are Sooner?
No pressure. I just know that, we've set expectations for ourselves and standards for ourselves and goals, just before we even started spring ball and, know what we want to accomplish within our locker room. And we know the process and the steps it takes, to get there. So just truly believing in that and staying confident in, being all to our commitment, what we want to do.
What do you think Oklahoma fans can expect from this very high tempo offense? They've seen something similar a few years back, but it's been a while.
Just explosive offense. The ball's going to be moving down the field for sure, and just a lot of points going to be scored on that scoreboard. So that's what you can expect, and I feel really confident in the guys and the growth we've made over the summer, and going into fall camp, I feel really confident what we're going to do.
One of my favorite Sooners on this team is Marvin Mims. Just his story and how he ended up at Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to go to Stanford, ends up here, and makes a really great decision, freshman All-American. What has he shown you in practice that you got a great wide receiver there?
Just one of the best human beings I've been around. Just full, just of love, joy, super, fun to hang around, and just being around that guy makes you want to be a better person. Um, and that's just off the field. On the field, you can see him flip the switch real quick and turn this tenacious type of player and just aggressive, and just seeing that switch is crazy to see. But man, he's one of the best I've been around, and I say that confidently.
Coach Schmidt, I should say this differently. Strength and conditioning coordinator is Jerry Schmidt.
Yep.
Schmitty to anybody that knows anything about Oklahoma football, right? Yep. He is a legend, and as far as we see it.
Yep.
Have you got a taste of what it's like to be coached by Schmitty?
Got a taste. Shoot, I've got more than a taste. I don't know what else I could describe, but man, that I got so much love for that man, and I've never told him that, but he's just one of the most influential people that I've been around, within this 6 months. Just the way he's been able to, challenge me in a healthy way, and push me to, be my best self. And he wants that for me. It's a great feeling. I really look at it as like a second, father figure, and how he, approaches us and pushes us, but loves us even harder. So just having that kind of, role model in our life is, man, it's big.
I got Ethan Downs looking at us off camera, and I've been remarking about how much bigger he has gotten.
Yep.
Have you seen yourself change and your body change underneath Coach Schmitty?
Oh, of course. I mean, when it goes runs, from runs to lifts, and then we run again, or we'll lift and then we'll run, and then sometimes we'll run and then we'll lift. You don't know what you're going to get on any given day. So, he keeps you guessing, he keeps your body guessing, and most importantly, he's going to get you ready for fall camp and the season.
Before you arrived at Oklahoma, what caught your eye about the program?
Just how prestigious it is. Everyone knows Oklahoma, and, I remember when my dad, sitting in the living room watching Sam Bradford play, and, a family team of ours was the Rams. So, when he got drafted there, everyone was stoked about it. But just watched, that and never really thought of it. And then to now suit up in the Crimson and Cream, man, it's a great feeling.
I've always wanted to know how transfers feel about coming to Oklahoma. It's happened more often than people would like to admit. Some folks are really overwhelmed with just how much it means for the state of Oklahoma to be behind them. Has that shown up when you go out, when you go to Norman, when you go to Oklahoma City? Do people recognize you and talk about it?
For sure. But, they're very respectful, very loving, and just really want us to succeed, and want to see that, for not only their team, but the players that play for it. So it's a great feeling, and there's only been great love and, respect for us. So, that's why we want to represent them in the best way possible.
There are several important games on the schedule for Oklahoma every year, but one in particular this year. Oklahoma is traveling to Nebraska for the first time in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
How excited are you to play in that game?
Love it. I think, as a player, you crave those big games and those big moments, and, you dream about them. Throwing a touchdown in a big game, or leading a game-winning drive. I mean, that's things you can't write up, and things you always dream of when you're young. So, just having the ability to be in those positions, and man, it is a dream come true.
How do you get so good at making decisions? I say that knowing that you've thrown 70 touchdowns and just 14 interceptions in your career. Taking care of the football is job number one.
Yep.
How do you coach yourself to stay on top of that?
Just being really efficient, in first and second downs, and then third downs, being really smart, situational football. But most importantly, like you said, taking care of the football. There's statistics behind it of, when you take care of the football, more often than not, you win games. So just being smart in that, knowing when to throw the ball away, when to take sacks, when not to, and just being really dialed in to situational ball.
This defense is new for everybody at Oklahoma, but specific to you, how have you seen perhaps how things are disguised, and how excited are you to see this defense against other people?
Super excited. I mean, every day we line up, it's something new and something that, you got to prepare your mind for. But I love that about our defense, and, there's athletes that, make it a lot harder than just what we run, or just on top of what we run. So I'm excited for it. I know there's going to be huge packages and things that people got to plan for, but that's the beauty of the game and part of the fun of it.
Dillon Gabriel, thank you so much for taking the time, sir.
Thank you.
I'm pleased to be joined by Oklahoma defensive end Ethan Downs. Ethan, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, dog. We've been talking about it. It's been a while since I saw you, and you got so much bigger, and I get that that's the job, but I still got to marvel at it, right? Because it's one thing for you to grow up. It's another thing to see you grow up. When you first heard that Coach Venables was going to be the head coach at Oklahoma, what did you think?
I honestly I don't know much about college football. Don't know much about the NFL. Never watched a ton of it. I just played it, And Coach Venables, I heard his name before. High stature guy, big reputation. And the first time I ever saw him, it was on a Zoom, and he was on the plane, and he is he's just sharing wisdom, little nuggets of advice to all of us. Haven't even met the guy yet, and he's treating us like we're so precious to him. And first time I saw him in person, he comes in to the Red Room, which is our big film room, essentially our big team meeting room, and he lays a Bible on the podium, which was new. Never seen that from a coach. I'm heavy in my faith. That's what I strive for my morals to be like, biblically based. And he brings in a Bible not to force it on us, not to force scripture on us, but to say, hey, this is a standard that I base my, this is what my standard's based off of. This is where we're going to go. And it was very refreshing.
That's a side of him that I think more people get to see as a head coach than in years past, because as you'll know, he's a career assistant up until taking this job. But also in there, you are precisely the kind of player he used to beat the bushes to find to bring to Oklahoma. And I feel something special about that too, because, you're too young to remember Dan Cody, but you know who that is, right? I look at you and I think you are the kind of person that he would like people to look to when he sees his program. What does it mean for you to be in this position going into this year?
As a sophomore,
yeah,
it's exciting, man. The coaches that he's brought in, the characters of the men that we're able to emulate and grow towards. It's all we can do is grow, and the challenge is to enjoy it, because the standard is so high, the accountability is so hard. I said this before. It's sometimes very hard to be around Coach Venables 24/7, because his accountability, his standard is so level with everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a first string or a walk-on. It doesn't matter if you're a coach or a winning coach or you just got here. It doesn't matter if you are in the academics and a GA or a tutor or anything. And he said, this is the standard. This is what we're going to go by. This is how our locker room's going to be. This is going to be our family. And it's reaped so much fruit and so much good within everybody. It's created cohesion and chemistry, and it's exciting. Just can't wait to see what it's going to be on the field.
I'm excited to see it, because the stories that I'm hearing just since he arrived are all over the map. I mean, I talked to some Oklahoma fans. It's as if they won 6 national championships already. They feel so good about this. But you, having played for Coach Riley and now having worked at least under Coach Venables, how much harder is it to practice? Is it to go through not just daily life, but just practice with Coach Venables?
I would say I matured a lot from freshman year. That was, everybody's freshman year, whether you're an athlete or not, is ups and downs like a roller coaster. And I experienced the old coaching staff and the habits that I had in practice. But with the new coaching staff, I've learned a lot more of the game. And that may just be maturity, becoming a sophomore, watching more film, things like that. I know what the linebackers are doing behind me, where the safeties are fitting. I know what the D-line's doing beside me. I'm able to recognize those things. Compared to last year, I was just, okay, I got to do this. That's my job, I am so more prepared and confident this year. That doesn't mean the workouts have been easier. I don't know exactly how to compare them, because they're two different styles, But I am so much more confident, and I feel more dangerous. Yeah.
You feel more dangerous. Yo, hey, I'm excited about that, because you running around with your hair on fire and knowing exactly what you're supposed to be doing is terrifying to whoever sees this. But I say that as a guy who watched you quite literally go out there and sweat to win this offer, to play football here, and having the opportunity to play football here, and you saying, I need to enjoy it. That's on me. Makes me feel good. It really does. I just wanted to share that with you. I also wanted to ask, what's it been like for you to hear the stories about Coach Schmitty and then to experience Coach Schmitty?
It brings so much history and tradition, and it's brought a lot of the older players into the program and got them more involved. That's what makes it feel more like family too. I would say Smitty was intimidating as heck. First day I saw him, I thought he would be 6'6", swolled up, like that's Smitty, And I saw him, and he's almost 5 foot nothing. That's an insult. I'm sorry, Coach Smitty, if you see this. And, you know, little guy, but he's all drill sergeant, you know, focused, laser focused. And I was like, man, I can't wait. I just got goosebumps. I was excited, nervous. But with the maturity, with the growth, and with the accountability, with my morals in line with the standard, I haven't had a bad day yet. Yeah.
See, again, it's one of those things that you are raised to understand what this team means to the state, what it means to your family, and for you to be able to have this experience. I'm really overjoyed by it. I wonder how excited you are once you figure out who Coach Venables is and what he had accomplished in Clemson to play in this defense for the first time.
How excited am I?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I've never, you know, playing the jack position, which is, you know, a mix between a defensive end and a linebacker.
Nick Benito last year.
Exactly. But now it's not, anybody can be a jack. You know, anybody can be an end or a jack. It's not dependent on which side of the field. It's okay, the play's on and you're to the call. Like, that's it. You got it. So I've got more tools in my toolbox. I'll say that. And I talk about being more dangerous, not just being physical, not just getting stronger, not just faster, not just smarter with the game, but able to be across the field, sideline to sideline, not just running to run, but running with purpose, knowing how to take angles. I mean, all the stuff, being able to break up passes, things like that.
I think this is going to be a very interesting year for many Oklahoma fans because they watched about 70% of what they know is starting leave for one reason or another. But the guys that you are coming up with, I'm thinking of guys like Danny Stutzman. I'm thinking of guys like, well, an older guy like Deshaun White, or even a guy that people don't see a whole bunch of in Shane Witter. Who are you most excited to see play football, knowing the growth that has happened this past offseason?
Danny. He's just an athlete. He's great. Hustle. Kelvin Gilliam. He just works his butt off every day. Jeffrey Johnson, you know, the transfer, he's a great guy. John Laulu, transfer from Hawaii, great guy. I mean, all the other DMs, you know, I could Strip, Reggie, Brendan, the new guys coming in. I mean, there's a lot of talent right now, and it's just the depth is great. It's just we keep getting set up to be successful.
My last one for you. You get to play once again against Nebraska. You got to see what that meant to so many OU fans last year to do that at Owen Field. How excited are you to travel to Lincoln to experience the atmosphere at Memorial Stadium for a Nebraska game?
When I was doing the recruiting, I got to be hosted at Nebraska, you know, as a recruit to see the environment, to watch a game. I loved it down there. It was so cool. A lot of tradition down there. And to see this old-time rivalry coming back together, and Coach Venables all about it, you know, because he knows where it was, and he wants to make it as it once was. You know, he wants to recreate it and have that fire and just dominate. And I don't know how, like, I've got this fire within me. I just want to express, like, I'm so stoked to go out there to play my butt off and to just be great and to have fun with every rivalry at every game, every stadium, every bus ride, every plane, you know, trip. Every single moment, getting to enjoy it, to make the most of it, to not take anything for granted, to be thankful, to stay humble, to be strong. That's the fire within me, and I don't know exactly how to express that to everyone, but I hope you see it.
You're measured, you're mature, and you're having a great time. I'm over the moon excited to see what you're capable of. Ethan Downs, thank you so much for taking the time, sir.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for watching this video, and remember, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos on the #1 ranked show YouTube channel.